This is Coding Bat, Java Logic 1, Cigar Party. When squirrels get together for a party, they like to have cigars. A squirrel party is successful when the number of cigars is between 40 and 60 inclusive, unless it is the weekend, in which case there is no upper bound on the number of cigars. Return true if the party with the given values is successful, or false otherwise. So in looking at this problem, we're going to return a Boolean, so true or false, depending on if the cigars is between the correct range given it's either a weekend or weekday. So as we read through this, we can see a squirrel party is successful, so that would be true, when the number of cigars is between 40 and 60 inclusive. So that could be 40 or 60. Those count. Unless it is the weekend, in which case there is no upper bound on the number of cigars. So it would be 40 inclusive all the way up to however in infinity. So we want to return true if this condition is met, or if it's the weekend, if 40 plus to infinity is met. So we can start by saying, let's say if it is the weekend, so is weekend. Now the parameter is weekend is Boolean, right? So it's either true or false. Inside of our if statements, we can put a Boolean expression or a Boolean value, anything that evaluates to true or false. Since is weekend is a Boolean, it will be either true or false, meaning it fits right here in the parentheses of our if statement. So if it is the weekend, then we can go ahead and return cigars is greater than or equal to 40. So if the amount of cigars is equal to 40 or greater, so greater than or equal to 40, then we're going to return true. It's a successful party based on what we know here. Between 40 and 60 is true, but if it is a weekend, there's no upper bound, so that would be 40 to infinity, which is what we have right here, greater than or equal to 40. So if it is the weekend, we want to know if there are 40 or more cigars. If so, this Boolean expression will evaluate to true and will return true. If not, if it's less than 40, it will be false and we will return false, meaning the party was not successful. Now once we return, the method is over. Any code after the return statement will not be executed, which means we don't actually have to add an else here for the next part of it. We can just add another return, because this statement right here will either be true or false. If it's true, or this statement right here will either be true or false. If it's true, then this return will execute and this will be skipped. If it's false, this whole block will be skipped and we'll just move on to the next part, which we will return the cigars is greater than or equal to 40 and cigars is less than or equal to 60. So if it's not the weekend, we want to see if it's between 40 and 60 inclusive. The inclusive is why we add the equals. We don't just have greater than and less than. We have the equals because we're including 40 and 60 as well. So if we run this, we can see that all of the tests pass.